morning. How you doing?
Good morning, my brother. I'm doing good, and I'm happy to see you.
That voice. Somebody's like, yes, that voice. Very energetic. And also, can you imagine? Okay, not kind of a compliment, but
Yep.
a romantic, but also energetic and commanding voice.
Thank
You
you very
guys.
much, my brother.
From my brother.
Thank you.
How have you been?
I'm good. We are pushing, fighting with Kigali weather. You know, sunning at 10, raining at 11, storming at 12. So yeah, we are trying to manage, but everything is fine.
The tropical, real weather.
That's it.
But we're so honored because some people by this moment, actually, okay, they're crossing to summer, but for us, we don't have those severe weather changes.
Yeah.
Where you find yourself in the house for an entire month or weeks. I'm talking about winter in this case.
Yeah.
It's a good opportunity for us.
I think that everything is an opportunity in the life. It depends how you see it and also how you write. You know, there is a book I've read. The guy said that what people do to you or how the life hurts you doesn't matter. But what matters the most is how you react to that. So for me, everything could be an opportunity. So it depends how you take it.
Depends on how you're viewing things and how you're reacting to it.
How you react, yeah.
I like that. I really like that. If that's your motivation this morning, then you've gotten from the right mind. That's Cancel Steve this morning. Cancel this morning. I already told people that we discussing intellectual property, there's investment, labor law, which is very important as well, and business law. Oftentimes, as it has always been had, whether NST2 development plan or program, Vision 2050 and all that stuff, very seen people talking, the country, in fact, the entire government, encouraging people, telling them that yes, Rwanda is open. There are campaigns for Visit Rwanda and all the stuff, investments happening here and there, people being encouraged to come and do business here in Rwanda, and the government, RDB, providing environmental, a friendly environment worth investing in. And there are very many people that actually come here to invest, not only the locals. And actually when these programs and these campaigns driven towards encouraging people, I talked about the locals and the foreigners. Most of the people that come from outside, the foreigners come saying that, okay, well, Rwanda is very good. I will invest here. What does it really mean, or what is really true for a foreigner, or is it mainly for Rwandans to do business? Or when we say Rwanda is open for business in this case, I don't know whether we should start from there, but I felt like this is where we should get grinding from.
Yeah, I think that's a very good opening question. So, first of all, many countries has what we call kind of propaganda concerning their own things, how they do things most of the time. They're going to sell you what they don't have. So coming to Rwanda was kind of very surprised positively. Like I was hearing me coming from Cameroon, we take like 3 months, sometime 8, maybe 1 year just to register a company and have the certificate. And I hear people saying to me that in few hours you can register your company.
Just
so for me, I was like, this is impossible. Yeah, just to say to people that everything that the Rwandan government through the RDB is communicating online concerning the investment here, and also the easy way to not only get your company registered here, but invest properly. Everything is true. It's very easy for people to get it. You can have like your registration, company registration in few hours, like they said. And the most important thing in your question is that there is no discrimination. You being a Rwandan or you being a foreigner, it's open for everybody. You can wake up tomorrow when you're African, it's visa free for us. Just book your flight, jump in the plane, come here, and the land is open.
That easily?
That very easy. The way I'm speaking, it is. It looks like a trap, right? But it is. It's very easy. It's very easy.
Whereas some people oftentimes, of course, when you're beginning, when you jumped on this, you said some countries sell things that they do not have just because they want to look attractive. You understand?
Yeah.
But in Rwanda, there's a saying that says, "Imvugo nyonjiro," that what you say is what you do.
I think that's the case, yeah.
So, and you said it's easy for anybody, and okay, the good thing actually for Africa, we visa free, but the others, and you say like on those platforms where you register, it's easy as long as you have all the credentials they're asking you, right? I want to understand, what about people who want to get into partnerships with say, for example, a Rwandan co-founder, how does that work, and does the law protect both parties, whether a foreigner and you want to co-found a company? As a foreigner, can I own a company in Rwanda? And if not, okay, if possible, that's well and good. You'll probably inform us on that. If not, can I do co-founding
with a Rwandan?
With a Rwandan?
And how do the law protect
exactly?
you? Very good question. Our country, the land of thousand hills, we really position ourselves like African hub when it's come to investment. So it's very important for people to understand that when you came here at the level of RDB, whether you're a Rwandan or a foreigner, not only an African, we don't care where you're coming from. As soon as you want to invest, we have our rules. When you respect them, we treat you the same thing, the same way as a Rwandan. So I hear a lot of people, most of my friends calling me, Steve, I want to come in Rwanda to invest. But they told me something kind of tricky, like if you want to have a company in Rwanda, you must give a part of shares to a Rwandan. This is totally false. Like, this is the biggest fake thing I never hear. A foreigner can own a company 100% by himself. No need to have, like having a Rwandan as a co-shareholder is not a condition. But you can decide to have a local person, which is almost, that's what I advise people most of the time. It depends on what you are looking for. Having someone that really understands the local market and the domain where you are working is very important. But that's your own decision. It's not a condition for you to do it. Now, coming to the second part of your question, that partnership between the Rwandan and foreigner. Is it possible? Yeah, it is. How do the law protect? I think that this question is more for foreigner, for them to understand how the law protect them. So we need to understand, creating company in few hours is a very good thing. But RDB is just there to facilitate you guys to create your company. But RDB is not the one to tell you which type of company to choose, which type of share would you choose, or how you're going to draft your article of association. So it's always good, and I strongly recommend people to go through a lawyer or someone who is on legal domain, who understand that before you taking everything on internet, you understand that I'm taking this for this reason. Now, when the RDB give you the certificate, it's just a certificate. There is something we say in the law, that the law give you the foundation. Now, the article of association of the company is the one that is going to regulate everything. So I will be saying to our listener that never go through a co-shareholding agreement without having article of association, because business law cannot provide everything. And our business law is kind of silent. It's many things. It's not just a Rwandan issue. It's everywhere. Now the law gives the possibility to the owner of the company to now draft their own law that we call article of association. So for you to get better protection, you must draft a very strong article of association that's going to regulate everything. How to enter the company, how to exit, if I want to sell my shares tomorrow, how are we taking decision, who has the right to vote, who doesn't have the right to vote. So that's very important. So at the end of the day, your protection will be on the legal side, which is not very strong. Not because we're foreigner. For both Rwandan and foreigner, the law don't give all the background, don't give all the framework like a strong one. But now you must draft article of association to make sure that what you guys want to do, you have already prepared and planned and have all the question for any problem that could happen tomorrow.
Is it hard to draft an article of association? And in this case, who develops it? Or besides, what is it for somebody? Probably, of course, I know there could be some students, by the way, that are learning from here. Maybe they're foreigners, they're having education here, and they're like, after that, they want to probably get to register companies, because there are very many opportunities around.
A lot. So, is it hard to draft them? It depends. For a non-legal person, of course, it's gonna be hard.
So literally, it's a lawyer that drafts that for you.
I like for me, it's like a strong recommendation to go through a lawyer who is specialized on business law to draft it for you. So, what do we call article association? It's law of the company. If I can say that, when you have your business, you have your company, you need to draft your own law according to the principal law, of course. But you need to draft your own law that's going to tell with any precision how you guys are going to address any question. Let me take you an example. For if like we said, if co-shareholder they want to call a meeting, like a shareholder meeting, for example, the law said you must call the meeting, you must send invitation like at least 15 days before, because if you don't send at least 15 days before, that meeting is not something legal. We can cancel it or we cannot consider it later.
As per what has been agreed.
Yep. But now the question is, when the law said I must send the invitation to the meeting 15 days before at least, the law says nothing about if one of the shareholder don't attend the meeting. Now we are having many issues where a shareholder in bad faith who want to paralyze like the proper functionment of the company, we just say, you know what, you guys are sending me your invitation and I am not attending the meeting. For example, what are you going to do if you don't have article of association? But if you guys had article of association, you could say in the article of association that if we convoke you like 2 times, you don't attend, the 3rd time we can have the meeting by consider that you were present. So this is the role of article of association, to bring more precision where the law didn't.
Is it a principle of business, especially with companies, registrations, or partnerships and all those things, that you should abide by, or you should strictly follow what the rules or the articles of association says?
Article of association, I will tell you something. If you guys don't have it, it's okay. The law will be the main thing to regulate. But the issue is that the law don't address all the question. But as soon as you have the article of association, and there is no serious company, I would say there is no serious company, big company, who doesn't have article of association. Only if in that company we have a sole shareholder, that the guy is there, like he's the only
director.
one.
It's mine.
Yeah, it's mine. Like I don't have other shares. I don't have like other people co-shareholding the company with me. But as soon as we have like 2 shareholder, if you are a serious company, you cannot run it without article of association. That's totally impossible.
Wow, that's very clear.
Yep.
So if you're a sole owner, it's okay. It's your business. It's go and register and do all that. But if you are thinking of co-sharing, having a partner, then you need the lawyer's advice. At least get a clear articles of association.
That's a lawyer's strong recommendation.
Wow, thank you. Now, we know sometimes companies start or businesses are registered, and I think that always every day there's a business that opens, a company that opens, but sometimes the turnover or the success of these companies gets dwindled, or they don't become successful. Let's say, for example, in association or in cases where they've not become successful, or where they've defaulted by not following the agreed terms as stipulated under the Rwandan law. I'm asking myself, can the state ever decide to take over the company or my assets? And what does the law say about that? Just because, I mean, if I register, what if I'm unable to continue? Maybe I need an exit. Or what if those cases happen in this case?
So the principle is that the government cannot take over your asset or your company just like this. But of course, it could be some circumstance where if you don't follow the laws, or if you are like, what can I say? If there are something you have done wrong, like for example, you owe money to the bank or you owe money to RA, of course they can follow the legal procedure, liquidate your company to get paid. But just a government getting up like this, taking over your company, that's impossible. Totally impossible. But also we need to bring a precision. There's what we call a kind of we say in French, cause d'utilité publique, like when the government want to do something for the public interest. Let us assume something. You have the company built somewhere, and tomorrow we decide that the government decide that the place where you are, we want to build Amaro Stadium there, or the next Bugesera Airport. Of course, the government can at that time evacuate you from the property, but before they do it, you must have a proper compensation, and there is a law clear on that will tell you how to evaluate your asset and how to evaluate your property and everything. Out of those cases, it is impossible for the government to take over your company or take your asset. That's not possible. Yeah.
And that's quite amazing, and that's so interesting. So as long as you're following the law, you're doing what you're supposed to do, it can't take over. And
Yeah, good.
like you've said, in instances where, for example, there's a public, interest, or there's a public, let me call it, a public project that the government wants to maybe start at a certain area where your business is. There's that compensation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would just say something here. It's a kind of funny, but me as a lawyer, me as a Cameroonian, being a lawyer in Rwanda, this is the only African country where I feel very comfortable by suing the government or suing someone that has been that has been misbehaving like a government entity. Why? Let me tell you something. The politic implementation in Rwanda, it's very, how can I say? So we are making sure that government don't abuse of his power. That's something very good in
that
Rwanda.
accountability.
Yeah, and investors need to know that. Don't be afraid, you guys. If you have a government person in front of you, not following the law, abusing of his power, trust me, this is a piece of cake. That's the most easiest people to target if they are misbehaving. Because the politics in Rwanda, and this is very logical, you cannot stand as you want to be the next Singapore. You want to be like African hub when it comes to investment.
And then you're playing games.
And you are playing games. So that's something very important people must know. The government in Rwanda does not tolerate the abuse coming from the government. So when you guys, I know many people are very like afraid, no, it's the government, it's the RDB, it's this one, it's the immigration, I cannot do it. Trust me, I'm saying this. Every time when I have a case in front of me, when there is a government entity who misbehave, for me that's a piece of cake. I'm more happy. Like for me, it's more easy than suing Angelo. So yeah.
You know, you said this, people should not be intimidated, should not feel afraid.
No, not at all.
Hold those leaders accountable if they're misbehaving. And it's very clear. Actually, the head of state sometimes always says that, His Excellency always says that, whereas some people have, walked, and when they walked, they reached where they've reached. For example, in this case, Singapore, like you've given singled out as an example. For us to get there, there are instances where we have to run.
Yeah.
To run. And I think it also bases on the meetings that we always make so recently at Mushiti and what happened.
Yeah.
And for example, that singled out, I think it was something to do with registration. Some lady was complaining about with approval of a company, actually the product. And then she was saying, whenever I go there, they tell me come up with this and then this one. And actually that one, among the resolutions that were marked, they were earmarked, they said they're going to streamline those things. So you're saying this is the best country for somebody to invest. And also, if you have any queries, do not be intimidated.
Trust me, do not.
Quite amazing.
Feel even safe and happy when you have in face of you a governmental entity or a government employee who is misbehaving or abusing of his power. The head of the state, the politics is that we should not tolerate abuses. So feel free to go on them if they are misbehaving.
And that's good leadership.
Yep.
Thank you. Now, if my company makes a profit here in Rwanda, because there are very many foreigners who are here and who have invested, they come, they invest, they make profit. We've had instances where we've had, there's that, we make profit here, then send it back.
They want to bring it back. Yeah.
Can I transfer that money back to my home country in this case?
Very easily. But I will say something again. I like most of the time, I know my Cameroonian people will not be happy, but when you say in Cameroon, that when something is good, say it is good.
Appreciate, give credit where it is.
That's it. And that's how we are. When it's not good, it's not good. People know us as we are very frank speaking. If I don't like something, I said. So here in Rwanda, when it's come to investment, it's very easy to make money circulate. We need to understand that. to bring money in and to bring money out. As soon as at the end of the year, before sending back what you call profit to your country, you have to pay all your taxes. You have to pay anything, the salary, any charges, like everything you're responsible for. As soon as you pay them, you can easily send your money back. When I say easily, it's easy. At the bank, they will be asking you what is the reason, where this money is coming from. That's all. I have my company. It's enough your RDB certificate. If they have any doubts, they can ask you one or two questions. But most of the time, it's very easy. Let me take the comparison like to the country of Central Africa, for example. You know, to bring in, or to bring out 5 million Cameroon like CFA, it's like almost 12 million Rwandan franc. You must ask for an authorization, or you must inform the Ministry of Finance, and you have like 30 days for him to reply to you in some case. But I think for the 5 million, he doesn't need to reply, but you need to inform him. And when he come like for 5 million, you don't need to ask for authorization. You need to inform him. But when you come to 30 million franc CFA, like less than 80 million Rwandan franc, you must ask for authorization. And you have 30 days for him to reply. If within the 30 days he didn't reply, now you consider the silence as an acceptation. But this is very crazy because it's kind of paralyzing the business. But in Rwanda, it's different. As soon as you can justify the reason why you are bringing more money in and the reason why you are sending the money back, even if you want to send in one day like 1-2 million USD, if you want to send like 100 million USD, you can do it. It's okay. Have you paid your taxes? Have you paid employees? All your obligation, your financial obligation, have you fulfilled them? As soon as you did it, it's okay. You can send back your money, it's fine.
That means you're being a good citizen?
Yeah.
You see, I don't want us to go for a break, but before we get there, let's talk a little bit of tax incentives. You talked about, for example, Rwanda Revenue Authority. For example, if you're not paying Rwanda Revenue Authority tax, or that means you're literally not contributing to the nation's growth. And in this way, the government has a right to, say, take over for them to do what? To probably cover what you have missed out, or yet you're getting
what
profit.
You own them.
What you owe them. Now, Rwanda offers truly tax incentives to investors as over attraction, right? But concretely, what are we talking about in this case? What are tax incentives?
That's a very good question. And I'm kind of excited to speak about it because we have this investment code in Rwanda. We don't talk enough about it, but it's such interesting. You know that let us take like, for example, the CIT, corporate income taxes. I think now it's a standard rate of 28 or 30%, if I remember. There are some possibility for you to find that CIT be dropped onto 3% and even 0 sometime.
Yeah, depending
on how you invest. But now I need to precise something.
And what you're investing in.
Yeah, I need to precise something. Many people are outside showing off we're investors, so you're investors. Opening a company at the RDB, registering your company at the RDB doesn't make you an investor. To be an investor, you need to have what we call investment certificate. It's totally different. It's not because you have invested. Of course, you put your money, you have invested in Rwanda, yes. But now, when we are talking about tax incentive, there is what we call investor. An investor is the person who have acquired an investment certificate. That's another procedure. When you register your company, that's something, of course, you have to invest. You are an investor according to the legal language. But now, according to the investment code or the Rwandan law, an investor is someone who have acquired like the investment certificate. And for that, after opening your company, you need now to go through another process to have it. Let's keep on tax incentive right now. The law said, I will just give a few examples because we have a lot, like we just have a lot of advantage. Let me take you like one of the most important one. When you have your company, for example, and that 30% of your turnover is coming from the exportation, like what you have made in Rwanda and you're exported outside, that of your CIT can drop until 25%. And when your turnover is based on 15% is coming from 50% of the importation, your turnover can drop from 15, sometimes 3%, even zero. And you will benefit that like for the next 5 years or maybe for the next 7 years, according to the time you start being eligible for that. So we just have like a lot. There's people should get interested about the investment code. It's providing like just a lot of things. Yeah.
We know there's, like I say, depending on what you're investing in, which sectors are most attractive to attract probably incentives?
Yeah, we have what we call like priority sectors. And like I said, the first one is everything concerning the exportation. So we are encouraging people to come here in Rwanda, put their factory here in Rwanda, make their product here in Rwanda, so they can export it.
Value addition.
Because you're doing
export.
Yeah,
because the more you export, is the more the country gets that.
Also, according to the
foreign
salary,
exchange.
but also the salary, you are creating jobs. You are like really you're impacting the economy on the right side. You know, we have the exportation domain, you have the energy, renewable energy, everything concerning like the electric transportation. You know, now for you when you are bringing in an electric car, I think that it's 0% for the custom fees.
Is it until of recent they've increased a bit? Okay,
I'm gonna check that just for you to understand that we have some priority sectors, exportation.
But I know they've been entering tax free.
Yeah, has been tax free before for the was for the hybrid. I think for the hybrid they have changed it a bit. Now we are sending people more on electric because Rwanda it's having a green politic.
Yeah, I think that is on the
really
hybrid.
having a green politic. Like before there was hybrid, so we are really that's something very interesting when you see how the government is behaving. We don't surprise people. What citizens don't understand is that the government always use the law to educate you guys. So before we have all those fuel, gasoline thing, and later the government will tell you, oh, we have a law now that allow you to bring your hybrid with tax free. So it is like a good way to push you on the hybrid. And after the hybrid, we start putting a bit of taxes on the hybrid, and we said to you now, you know what? Those hybrid are not totally tax free anymore. Now electric are tax free. So you see how we move from the fuel to electric without pushing people too much. That's what we call definitely a legal proper transition. So yes, but to come to your question, we have like priority sectors, anything concerning exportation, anything concerning renewable energy, all those things of the motorbike, car, electric motorbike. We have many of them. We have the domain of the finance, for example, bank and finance. Those domain has some particular advantage, benefit from some particular tax incentive. So yeah.
Talking about renewable energy and talking about motorbikes which are electric, which is a very good incentive that people get, especially the fact that they're contributing to the growth of the nation, that jobs are being created and lives are being impacted, and they're not even doing what we call environmental pollution. There's Spiro, which is a motorbike, and is our partner here, 94.3 World FM. Spiro, in case you want to go somewhere, anywhere, comfortably, freely, you want to ride green, you want to ride smart, Spiro is that motorbike you should choose, and Spirit's energy on the move. And in case you're looking for an institution that where you should actually take your child, or if you're a student and listening in and you want to go and try your opportunities with media, dentistry, nursing, could be law, hospitality and tourism, education, name it, Mount Kigali University has that course for you. There's also a postgraduate and undergraduate programs, and these ones open doors to endless opportunities. So January, May and September intakes, affordable fees and hands-on training. Success is guaranteed and it's closer than you think. So apply today by visiting the campus here in Chichichiro or call the numbers. It's an opportunity for you to win and get money. When you get this money, by the way, it's up to you to decide on what you can use it for. You can maybe decide to invest it, and I'm talking about as low as to begin with 500,000 Rwandan francs, which can be some small money, by the way, but reasonable depending on what you want to use it for, since we are talking about investment. So how do you win that money? Use the digital services, I&M Bank app, the internet banking, or either way, the *227# code, and that will stand a chance to win that money. And not only that money, there's a chance for you to win an iPhone 17 Pro Max smartphone, and also a trip to Mombasa, maybe for trip business and exploring and all those things. But it's I&M Bank reminding you to call the number 0788162345 to join, and that way you call that number and register, and that way you'll be able to join so that you stand a chance to win that money. We're talking about investment, we're talking about labor law, which is going to be my next question just after this. Good morning.
For a ride with the queen of the airwaves.
What if you're in this situation and another company offers you, let's say, flexible hours,
So Steve from Hoplo Chambers here in Kigali, and it's helping us understand investing in Rwanda, looking at business law, investment, labor law, and intellectual property. We're going to be moving a little quick, and we've been looking at how you can register a company, all those details that you are required, the incentives that you get, and what you're supposed to do so that your company or your business becomes successful in this country, which is so good to invest in. But when you invest, we know that you're creating jobs. And when you create jobs, those jobs are going to be worked or done by people, and that's what we call the labor force, or the maybe in this, let me call it labor. Let's look at the labor law. We're going to look at probably help us understand. That when you set up a company in Rwanda, let's say you're a foreigner, because I have very many foreigners who found this country very, very fertile and very hospitable and very good to invest in. If they want, can they, for example, what in this case does the law say about employing the Rwandans or the foreigners? Can I, for example, employ foreigners or go bring my people, then employ them, or I can employ the Rwandans alone, And as I respond to that, I also want you to help us understand, after I've employed people, say foreigners or the nationals, and maybe, I don't know, both. Of course, I'm seeking your guidance on that. when do I dismiss? Should I want to dismiss in this case? Are there rules that I should follow in this case? And I want you to bring it all that so that you take us through together. Bring in who do I employ and should I want to dismiss? Let's begin with that. How do I do that?
So for the first question, here in Rwanda, like in the many serious country, we have what we call a local priority. So it's Rwandan first, which is normal. The government is the government of Rwanda, even if it's a Pan-African government. I think we start by our own people. If I am here building the country, it's before for Rwandans. So the principle is that for you to hire a foreigner for that position, it must be no Rwandan that could do the job. As soon as there is a Rwandan that can do that job, you cannot hire a foreigner for that. That's the principle. But now we have an exception, seeing on the investment code as well. When a company has invested, like minimum, I think is 2.5 thousand USD, then you have 3 foreigners that you can hire without passing through the process of searching if there is no Rwandan that's capable of doing that. Yeah, for the first, I don't know if I addressed your first question. So principally, for you to hire, you must home first.
Priority is given to the home.
Priority is given to the home
because you want to create jobs.
That's it. By looking, you didn't find someone capable to fulfill that in Rwanda. Then the law allow you to go abroad and look for people. That's one. So now coming to the dismiss, we need to understand that labor law protects first employee because they are the weak people in the contract. And you cannot wake up one day and you just dismiss like this. We have a very clear legal frame of dismissal. The first reason is like gross misconduct. We have also justify economical reason, or if you want to cancel a position, like here in the radio, we don't want anymore, like I don't know, the finance guy or the receptionist, we want to cancel that. But all these reasons need to pass through a legal process. First of all, we have the notice that you must do, and for justify economic reason, you must pass by the labor inspection. They are the one to determine if yes, economically you cannot support it anymore. If not, the window will be open to everybody to do just to misbehave the way they want. So that is for you to dismiss someone, you need to follow the law. Yeah.
So there's stipulated laws or stipulated conditions under which you must dismiss somebody should you want to.
Very clear in the labor law. Yeah.
Now let's get to the obligations in this case, or the rights of an employee. Are there some rights that an employee should have? For example, here in Rwanda, knowing that before I'm hired, or if I'm hired in a company, maybe I have a contract. Do I have rights, or what should do we have? Are there labor rights in this case?
Yeah, a lot. Like I told you, labor law, first of all, kind of protect more employee. The first thing people should understand, and I'm saying this to everybody, everyone have the right to have a written employment contract. For foreigner, the law give until 1990 successive day to the employer to provide a written contract to that foreigner employee. But for Rwandans, by day one, you must have your employment contract. That's the first right. And also you have right to a minimum of 18 leave days per year. For pregnant women, I think it's 80 or 84 days paid maternity leave days maximum. And you have the right to be affiliated to the RSSB, then paying your cotization, paying your maternity things. Like employees in Rwanda have a lot of rights. We can spend like the whole day to list them. But the first thing, you must have your written agreement always. That's mandatory. And when your contract ends, there's what we call certificate of rendered services. This is mandatory. They must give it to you.
So in this case, can be a recommendation
to say that Angelo has worked here, has this, and in that certificate we say that you cannot put the negative or the positive. No, don't say Angelo was coming late, Angelo was not a good guy. No, we don't want that. We just want you to say that we attest that he worked here from this period until this period. Has. That's all.
That's a certificate.
Yeah, that's
not a recommendation letter.
No, it's a certificate of rendered services. Attesting that you have.
So if I'm leaving Royal FM in this case,
they have the obligation
after
to
my
give
contract, they're obligated to give it to me.
To give it to you.
That's
That's
quite
an
interesting.
obligation.
And some people don't know these things.
And if you ask it to your employer, after 15 days he doesn't provide it to you, you are entitled to 1 month of salary. Yeah. So just to answer the question, we have a lot of rights coming to employee, and I would just advise all the employer, you lost nothing. Some people just being stubborn, they don't want to give it. You are losing nothing to giving it to him, because he worked there. He can prove that he worked there. Give him a certificate to attest that he worked there, and put no comment on that certificate. We don't want you to say he was a good guy or he was a bad guy. No. Give his name, attest that he worked from this period until this period in your company, and this is the position where he was working on. That's all. We're going to speak about labor law one day. It's very interesting.
We shall get
It's
to
very interesting.
divulge into that very well.
Yep.
Let's briefly talk about intellectual property, or protecting what you have actually created.
Very important.
You have an idea, you have an app, you have a brand, you want to solve problems. I mean, how do I protect that here in Rwanda before taking it to anyone in this case?
Okay, that's good, but I'll just take like 10 seconds to say something. I appreciate the fact that you organize your questions, because we cannot speak about investment in Rwanda without speaking about company, labor law, intellectual property, investment code. All those are linked. So just to address the question, for someone to register a business in Rwanda, you must have a good knowledge about all these domains we are talking about, and even the financial domain, like what our Rwandan revenue is providing concerning you. So now coming to that, in Rwanda we have the RDB, the repo system, Rwandan Intellectual Property something organization. Their office is located at the RDB. All the RDB representation has a repo office as well. You go there after creating your company, your trademark, your commercial name. You pass the process. It's not even expensive. It's less than 100,000 Rwandan franc. Those are the administrative fees. But of course, if you want to pass through a lawyer, you must pay the lawyer fee as well. People need to understand that opening a company doesn't mean you have to protect your brand. Your company name is different from your trademark according to the law. Let me explain you why. It's not because you have registered Royal FM at the RDB that you have protected the name. Someone else can use that name. So after opening your company, it is important to go through the repo in order to protect your brand also, or your trademark. Yeah.
Oh. So it's clear, just that you've registered doesn't mean that you're literally protected.
No.
You have to go
through the process. We are talking about the trademark protection.
Exactly.
Or the commercial name protection. Yeah.
So if someone copies my brand, for example, or a product here in Rwanda, what can I actually do in this case? Somebody borrows. Okay, there will be. Is it duplication in this case?
It depends. It could be duplication, or you can just use a name very close to yours that can bring some kind of confusion. There is many things on the intellectual property, like we really make it wide the way we are protecting your trademark. But it's very important for you to understand that saying that someone have duplicate or copy your trademark means that you have protect that trademark through the repo system. If you just open your company, that trademark is not yours. Not yet. Of course, it is the trademark you're using for your company, but you must protect that trademark. That's very important. If you don't, someone can wake up one day and go and protect it and oblige you to stop using it.
So I have to go and register for that.
But now, after you have registered, if someone uses it, you go through the court, the competent court. I think it's the commercial court. We have one in Kigali, is in Nyamirambo. And then, you sue the person. And if you're right, you bring the proof that you are the one that registered that trademark first. The court will order the person to stop using it.
Will I get compensation just in case?
Yes, or even giving you compensation for those time he was using your trademark and creating confusion, as soon as you can prove that those arms you, or those cause you some damage.
Let's talk about protection.
Yeah.
If my brand is trademarked here in Rwanda, that means I've registered, I've gone through all the criteria, and RSB has checked my product and all that. now I'm safe. Does that also protect me in other, countries?
No, not at all. So here the protection in Rwanda, the repo protection is only in Rwanda. If you want to get protected at the level of each African country, you have what we call a repo, which is another level of protection. It's going to protect you on all the country, including even South Africa. I think so. There are many countries a repo. So when you get the repo protection, that doesn't protect you in Cameroon, because on the Cameroon level, or if I can say on the Francophone side, we have what we call OAPI, Intellectual Property African Organization of Intellectual Property. That's kind of more wider. And then we have the OMPI, World Organization. Is like the worldwide thing that protects you for it. So it depends on where you want to operate. If you only want to operate in Rwanda, there is no need for you to protect your brand like outside of Rwanda. But if you're having like very big dreams, you're going to expand yourself later, I always advise people to protect your trademark. If not, you'll be operating in Rwanda as Angelo and Company, but going to Uganda later, but someone have protect that name already, you will be obliged to change the name. So the protection in Rwanda doesn't protect you outside of Rwanda.
Wow.
You need to pass through another system. Yeah, but the good thing is that here in Rwanda, if you want to get protected on the ARIPO, like the East Africa level, the RDB also can facilitate that.
Yeah. It's got a 9. I want to borrow 2 minutes and probably ask you on insolvency for partnerships. If I want to say I'm registered, I want to probably end my partnership with my friend whom we registered the company together. What do I need to do? And then probably you can say that as we wind up, also giving us basically how that looks like in terms of, say, looking at Rwanda as that business hub, that center for excellence in terms of business investment, because they've created so many incentives here in Rwanda to help people come and invest, export, develop the country, just in this case. But let's begin with I want to end my partnership. That insolvency with my partner. Can I easily leave the way I want, or what do I need to do?
It all depends. It's not that easy, It's like marriage. It's easy to get in, but getting out is not always easy like that. So
to bring marriage and divorce.
Remember you divorced, huh?
We did.
So if you want to get out, it depends. If you are owning it depends on how many shares you are owning, and also you are bringing again the article of association. It all depends how you guys have draft your article of association.
Yes.
That's what we provide everything. How to exit the company, what are the conditions, how can we do it. So yes, it will depend on the article of association, also on the law and how you situate yourself. You cannot wake up one day and say, oh, let us wind up this company. Why? Okay, you can also say it, but are you having like the maximum of share, like the number of share that can allow you to take that decision and impose it? It all depends. So it's very, the answer is very big. But I would tell to people, again, article of association is very important.
It will guide you.
Make sure to draft it and provide everything inside.
Okay, now as we finish today's feature on the Legal Thursdays, tell me, is it possible for somebody outside Rwanda to invest here when they're not living in Rwanda in this case? And besides, how safe, like you said, is it for as Rwanda has positioned itself as a business hub in this case?
That's very good. That's very, 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 very important as a question. Many people are like, you know what? I'm not living there. How can I? Is it possible for me? No, that is totally possible. At one condition, have a legal representative here. So you can appoint someone, maybe Angelo, maybe your lawyer, as one of your board of director member. So he will be the one to legally represent you here. You just need to have someone that can represent you. You don't need to be there yourself. Of course, we have other businesses that you must be physically there, at least be there like some kind of part-time. But the principle is that you don't need to be there as soon as you have someone representing you. Yeah.
Wow. So for somebody hesitating to invest in Rwanda, what should be the message for them?
I would say, Bibi, come to Rwanda. We are open. We are good. The law, it's okay. Everything is protecting you. You are saved. It's clean. Beautiful city. Beautiful people. Beautiful girls. The law are there. The government don't abuse of you. You don't need to pay some money for the corruption. If someone asks you for money, take your phone and just report
Just
him.
alert.
Just alert him.
Thank
so please
you.
come to Rwanda. The country is open, and then the place is saved according to the investment sector.
Reports.
Yeah.
Thank you. Kansas Steve Masigmo.
Yes, Angelo.
From Hoplo Chambers in Kigali. And I mean, this is just a sneak preview of these are broad topics, by the way.
Yeah.
But at least we give you informed, or we get you informed, so that at least later on can go and seek advice wherever you are, anywhere. Always seek lawyers. They will always help you
Very
understand
important.
these things. And please remember, it's safe to invest here. It's easy to invest here. The results are enormous. The benefits are enormous. And above all, let's grow the nation together. Let's evolve the nation together.
Let's do it.
Kansas Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you, Angelo. The pleasure is mine.
All right. News is next. It's Kigali in the morning. Stand by.
Get up, y'all.
Up early in the morning. Wake up. Kigali in the morning.
In the morning.
Yes, sir.
Early in the morning. To wake you up.
From around